Hi, James Wilson Young Middle School. It's Mr. Andruskowitz. Now, you may not know this. Before I was a principal, I was actually a teacher, and I taught history. My favorite subject to teach was U.S. history. Now, most of you guys, when you think United States history, a lot of people tend to think about places like Boston or Philadelphia. But what I'm going to do here, while we're on this distance learning program, I'm going to show you that there's history right here amongst us in places where you guys probably go all the time. So right here, I'm standing at what is known as the greenhouse. Now the greenhouse, this house was originally owned by the Green family, who was actually the second family in Sayville after the Edwards family. And you guys have probably seen those streets in Sayville as you drive from Bayport, Blue Point through Sayville. You see Green Street and Edwards Avenue and things like that. Now, if you take a look at this sign right here, this sign will give you a little history about the house. George Washington stopped here at this historic home during his tour of Long Island on April 21st, 1790. After he was elected President of the United States, George Washington went on a thank you tour of Long Island to thank all the people that supported him during the American Revolution. Now, you might not know this, but during the American Revolution, the majority of Long Island was actually controlled by the British. The Americans lost the Battle of Long Island, and thus it was controlled by the British. During his trek, the first stop he made was about 15 miles west of here in Bayshore at the Sagticos Manor. This was his second stop. Now, history has it that George Washington, when he stopped here to grab something to eat. He had to use the outhouse after his long journey, and he got some water for his horse. After he was done here, he thanked the Green family, and then he moved about 5 or 6 miles a little bit farther on down the road to Hart's Tavern, which is in present-day Patchogue, which again is very close to Bayport, Blue Point. So please tune in next time for our next history lesson when I take you guys all the way down to Patchogue, which again is very close to Bayport, Blue Point, and we're going to talk about where George Washington stopped after he stopped here at the greenhouse. Take care, everybody.